Okay, so the house was empty. The lights were on. You started to feel creepy. What next?
I went into the kitchen, and I started to fill the kettle. Then I noticed there was a broken glass on the floor. So I went to sweep it up.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I heard a noise, and the lights went out. And the next thing I know, someone grabs me and puts a hand over my mouth and says, "Don't scream."
Yeah. How about the voice? Was it unusual, maybe? Familiar?
He just kept whispering. He whispered that he wasn't going to hurt me and I shouldn't be afraid.
Did he hurt you when he grabbed you?
Not too much. But he gave me a pretty good shove when he threw me down on the floor and ran out.
Uh-huh. So he never got rough otherwise, huh? So the push just gave him time to take off.
Without my seeing him. Bob, I think maybe he's the same person that broke into my room at the intern quarters.
The guy with the rose portrait?
Yeah. I think he may even have been in the house before, and maybe this is just the first time I happened in on him. You know, he even told me that he didn't expect me.
Yeah, like he knew your schedule, huh?
Yeah.
And you sure you didn't take anything?
I checked the whole place. Nothing seems to be missing.
Well, if it's the same guy, he obviously knows your schedule. Do you have any idea who it might be? Any intimations like that?
I keep thinking if there's anybody at the hospital, but there really isn't. It's getting so I wonder about any man who even looks at me. But they all seem so harmless, Bob. They really do.
Yeah. Well, how can we find him? She can't go on feeling as if someone is stalking her every waking moment. Is there any possibility she can get police protection?
No, I'm afraid not. See, not with the manpower we have today. But I can give you some good advice.
Sure. How can I lose?
Well, it might help a lot. First of all, don't go home alone. Same with your hospital room. You get somebody you know to walk in and check things out. Will you do that for me?
Okay, I'll try.
Good. Next, avoid any isolated areas, like empty stairwells, empty elevators. Now, Faith, this doesn't mean you have to change all your habits. Just be aware when you should ask somebody as company.
And I probably shouldn't go outside by myself, especially at night, right?
It's a good idea to keep your eyes open. I mean, what does it take to steer clear of dark alleys and be aware when somebody's walking too close?
But, Bob, I do that already.
Well, all right.
Well, look, I'll provide her an escort everywhere she goes. When I can.
At least it'll give me some time to have with you, huh?
Yeah. Now, if you do go off alone, tell somebody where you're going and what time you're going to be back, okay?
And this goes on and on till he stops?
Till he's identified, and that could be very soon. People that leave messages and clues are begging to be found. He'll probably tip his own hand, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, maybe. But take advantage of those precautions, and I'll get back to you, okay?
Okay. Right. Thanks a lot.
I wish I could do more.
Thanks, Bob. It's nice to have a friend who knows about this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to stay right here in the hospital, aren't you?
Yeah, for a while, and then I'd sort of like to get away. I'm going to take the keys to the beach house.
But do you think you want to go all the way out there?
I think it's the only place where I'm going to be able to put my mind at rest. And I really need to get away for a while, Dad.
Yeah, Faith, that's deserted out there, isn't it?
Well, I hope so. Hey, don't worry. My secret admirer isn't going to follow me that far from Riverside.
Yeah, but you're going to be all alone. There's nobody in the houses nearby.
No, I'll be okay, really. Then again, maybe I can get a friend to go with me.
In today's episode, the part of Mary Ryan will be played by Carol Richards.
coming and who's going, SoapNet has a status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, just before he hosts the Academy Awards, critically acclaimed actor James Franco returns to wreak havoc in Port Charles.
I'm a whack job. Ask anyone.
Carrie Payton is now on staff at General Hospital as Dr. Terrell Jackson.
So it seems.
House hunter Suzanne Wang is Carol Chang, wedding planner.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
And on One Life to Live, General Hospital's Ted King is moving to Landview.
Quick.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet.
Hey, Tony, pick it up. I want this whole row finished.
You know, I'm just not feeling the wood cutting thing today. I don't know.
Hey, Don.
What is the rush here? Is there like a worldwide shortage of gazebos?
Tony, eat a Snickers.
Why?
Because you get a little bit whiny when you're hungry. Better?
Better.
Hey! My back hurts! Now my front hurts.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Bold. Hold. Discover the hold of a longwear. Fancy. Fine. In the luxury of a lipstick. New Infallible Le Rouge from L'Oreal. Wear it. Exclusive Power Hold pigments plus luxurious vitamin E create sumptuous 10-hour color that grabs hold and doesn't let go. Grab it. Flaunt it. New 10-hour Infallible Le Rouge. Do you feel it? Only from L'Oreal Paris. Because we're worth it.
For me? Your favorite toy? I couldn't. You're gonna want Mr. Fuzzy Man even more now that we've discovered Beneful Playful Life. With real wholesome ingredients like beef, egg, and even oatmeal. Extra protein for strong muscles. So you're ready for anything. You think you're getting spoiled, but it's so good for you, too.
Beneful Playful Life. Another healthful, flavorful Beneful.
I'm Ronnie from Jersey Shore, and keeping it real is what it's all about. That's why I use Zenadrin. And here are some real people to tell you about their amazing results.
I'm Haley. Zenadrin helped me lose an incredible 50 pounds and changed my life. I'm Sonia, and I got real Zenadrin results. I lost 35 pounds, and I've never felt this sexy.
Real people, real results. Get Zenadrin today.
Get Zenadrin. Get results. Available everywhere.
Mrs. Leekblau, Channel R does care what happens to the community. That's what we're all about. Well, you just forget that rumor. The city is not using us to sell Riverside the idea of a sewage treatment plant. I guarantee you'll have plenty of time to summarize your opposition to the report. Hello? Hello? She hung up on me. Goodbye, Mrs. Leekblau, whatever you are.
Well, I think she's the enemy.
She certainly was a hostile lady.
With a very loud voice.
You know, when she bellows that sewage treatment plant will replace housing units, dislocate tenants, and lower property values, a lot of people are going to listen.
Yeah, but there's more to it than that, which is what you're going to explain, right?
Well, there are one or two logistical problems, Mary.
Look, you've done all the research. The facts are right there. The plant won't hurt the neighborhoods, and it'll help clean up the rivers. All you've got to do is make people understand.
Well, most people know the river's polluted, but they don't actually take it seriously until they actually see some refuse floating by. That's what I ought to show them.
Fantastic. Go out and do a remote, right where those big pipes empty the junk into the river. Why, you could even take a water sample right there and test it right on the spot. What's the matter, Sam?
I'm wondering how we're all going to fit on an air mattress.
Well, we'll need at least two. How about a rowboat?
I got news for you. Even a rowboat costs money. And this station would never pay for it.
Aha. Well, that's where I can help you. I can get you a boat free of charge.
Look, I'm not kidding.
I'm not either. I happen to have a friend who owns a boat. So much for that logistical problem.
Well, we still need an expert to give his unbiased opinion about the need for a sewage treatment plant.
Done.
Well, would you cut that out?
Listen, I'm serious. I have a friend who is knowledgeable about the river as well as medical science. Now, is that expert enough?
You seem to think that good stories are pretty easy to come by.
What I think is that you are very overworked and you are not used to a helper. Now, why don't you let me earn my miserable pay?
All right. You handle it.
Okay. I'll go see about the boat and the expert. Now, can we do a remote?
Let's try it a little smaller. Why don't you tape record whatever he has to say, and we'll play it over his picture. Get him in 3 or 4 poses. And don't forget your camera.
All right. Should I interview Mrs. Leek Blau while I'm out?
No, no, that's enough for one day.
Sam, are you mad at me?
Well, not exactly. But how come you are so sure you can take care of all my problems just like that?
Well, I'm not sure, but I am hoping. And I'm sorry about the finger snapping. I won't do it anymore. Now, if anybody's looking for me, I've gone to see Dr. Carter at Riverside Hospital.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hi.
Were you looking for me?
One of the nurses wanted you to have a word with Mr. Freeman, but I took care of it. He was kind of worried about his medication.
Poor old Mr. Freeman. He's scared of everything. Sometimes I think he just wants somebody to hold his hand.
Well, that's more or less what I did. I hope it helped.
I'm sure it did, Pat. Thanks. You have a way that makes everybody feel really good.
So, did you, see the police?
Well, I talked to Bob Reed, and he gave me lots of good advice.
About what? How to find the guy?
No, how to stop the guy from finding me. The main thing is that, I'm not supposed to be alone.
That makes sense.
Well, I, guess I better go back on the floor now.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Pat? Thanks for taking care of Mr. Friedman for me.
Oh, I figured you would have done the same thing for me.
Yeah, I really would have. We're still friends, aren't we?
Sure we are. It was just getting a little too heavy for me, that's all.
I know. You were upset about your patient dying, and I had to pick that exact moment to make demands on you. I'm really sorry.
It wasn't just Mrs. Monroe. It was a whole lot of things.
Well, do you want to talk about it?
In the next 5 minutes? I don't think so.
Pat, I really want to understand this. If we just had some time with nobody else around.
Right. Well, someday we'll hash it all out.
We're both free tonight. And I'm still going to go out to the beach house, and you're still invited
Not
if you want
tonight.
to come.
I really can't.
But, Pat, it's a chance for us to talk with no pressures, no interruptions.
No, I'm gonna stick around here.
Please.
Hey, Faith, can you just leave well enough alone?
I'm really going to miss you tonight. It's just that we've been so close, and I still really want that, Pat. Look, I know I made a mess of things, but I'd just like to try to fix everything up.
Look, we had a really good thing for a while. I'm glad it happened. It was good for me, too.
Pat, just give me one more chance to make things right. Just one more chance, all right? I love you.
Hello, Dr. Coleridge. Oh, breadcrumbs. My friends are in luck this morning. This time of year, they're very grateful for small favors. You know, they'll eat right out of your hand if you're quiet enough.
What?
The birds. I sit over on one particular bench in the park, and I honestly believe they wait for me. I try to feed them every day. If I don't, I feel like I've let them down. Do you like birds?
I really don't know much about birds. But I did have a canary when I was little.
Really?
Yeah. My father gave it to me on my 8th birthday, and it was the most beautiful shade of yellow. It matched my party dress, and it was really soft.
Did it sing?
Yeah. Yeah, it did, as a matter of fact.
That was a wonderful present.
Uh-huh. really made me feel good. Funny, I haven't thought about that in a long time. I hope the birds enjoy their lunch.
Oh, they will.
One big wedding.
We're the luckiest women in the world.
One big secret.
You changed my paternity test.
Who's the father?
Oh, God.
And the confession.
Stop lying to me!
That will change it all.
I slept with Brody.
Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
Last year, the U.S. alone used over 39 billion plastic bottles of water. That's enough to stretch around the Earth over 190 times. Each Brita filter can take up to 300 of those bottles out of the equation. It's a small step that can make a big difference.
All right, everyone, we're live in 60.
The dreaded first sneeze, that crucial moment of your common cold when the voice in your head kicks in and says,
"You can't do anything about a cold."
We've got news for you. Yes, you can. At the first sign, grab some Zicam and cut that cold short. So the choice is yours. Shorten your cold or suffer through it. Get rid of your cold faster with Zicam.
This week, 2 big wedding shockers.
Today is going to be your perfect day, Greenlee.
First, a confession.
You okay?
I'm pregnant.
With my child.
Then, a nightmare.
Emma? Oh, my God.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Mary, I'm all yours, for about 3 minutes. What sort of help do you need?
My boss, Sam, wants to do a show demonstrating the need for a sewage treatment plant, and that's where you come in. Do you think that we could use your houseboat and go out, take photographs of sewage streaming into the river? It would be a great public service that you'd be doing.
When?
Well, now, today, anytime.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say, early summer or spring. The houseboat's in, dry dock for the winter.
Well, couldn't you put it back in the river for just a couple of hours?
Well, I do have a dinghy. It's, leaks some, but, it'll be fine if you keep failing.
Oh, come on. All right, listen, I guess I'll have to count on your expert opinion then. Come on over here. Sit down. Let's see. Okay. Now, I'll start this. Dr. Buckminster Carter of Riverside Hospital has unusual opportunities to study the Hudson. He spends his leisure time in a houseboat on the river, so he's had a lot of opportunity to observe the scene on a daily basis. There. Now, what do you think about the need for a sewage treatment plant? I'm not going to record you yet.
You're incredible.
Oh, come on. I am resourceful and I am waiting for your opinion.
Mary, I'm not a public health official.
Well, did I say that you were?
Well, your audience might misunderstand. I mean, I'm no expert on pollution.
Well, then discuss medicine. Let's see. Why don't you give us a statement on the health hazards found in polluted rivers?
A person could get sick.
Oh, well, thank you, Dr. Carter. We will remember that gem. Now, come on, sit down, and I am going to turn this on, and you are going to speak. Ready?
Mm-hmm. The Hudson is certainly polluted with sewage. Health officials advise us not to eat any fish that manage to survive in this part of the river, not to drink the water, and don't recommend it for swimming. People that take a chance have a wide range of toxic reactions and viral infections. In my opinion, conditions warrant a community effort to help clean up the water. And a sewage treatment plant would certainly, definitely
be a step in the right direction. No more, please.
That was fine. Listen, at least I've got my expert.
Oh, hey, that's my call. I gotta get out of here.
Oh, no, wait a second. I gotta take one picture, okay? Look, take me a second. Just get this thing open. Okay, smile, do something. Okay. Oh, thanks. Hey, really, thanks a lot.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, hey, hi.
Hi. Who is that?
Oh, our expert on health hazards. What are you doing here?
Thought you might need a hand.
Oh,
Hey, I'm sorry I got huffy before.
don't worry about it. I think I was a little overconfident. It seems that the boat is in dry dock until spring.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least this my expert's okay, though. You want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. Just a second. Rewind here. There. Now.
Well, the Hudson's certainly polluted with local sewage. Health officials advise us not to eat the fish that manage to survive in this part of the river.
Not to drink the water, and I don't recommend it for swimming.
Ooh, must be the batteries.
Take a chance
Oh,
at the
it
water.
must be. I should have checked them.
I've done the same thing more times than you believe. The trouble is, nobody at the station cares to check about the equipment.
I know, and I should think about it. Oh,
Did you get a picture?
Oh, yeah, here.
Well, let's see.
Ugh.
Mary, goof-ups are part of the business. It happens to people with years and years of experience.
There's so much to remember. Oh, boy, I bet you could have clubbed me this morning when I was running around being Little Miss Fix-It. Now what are we going to do about the story?
Even with a good picture and a good tape, there's no show without visual support from a boat. Let's rethink this whole thing, okay?
You know, we've really got a hard job.
That's the first time you've used the word we.
I'm learning.
We are going to do some good work together.
Oh, I hope so.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet. The Demirs captured Rafe and replaced him with a doppelganger.
That's one good-looking dude.
Can the real Rafe stop their sinister plan?
Welcome to your worst nightmare.
Before his double gets his hands on Sammy.
Anytime you want to kiss me, just go for it, babe.
Watch Days of Our Lives today at 6 on SoapNet.
Valentine's week brings hope for 3 couples. First, Sonny and Brenda plan their lives together.
We're unstoppable.
Then,
I'm just getting started.
Patrick fights to win his wife back. And
Pregnancy test results are back.
is Sam having a baby? Watch General Hospital, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Imagine spending your time actually meeting the people who share what's most important to you. Well, now through the end of February, you can, for free. First, let eHarmony expertly match you to the people you're already compatible with at the deepest levels. Then, really get to know all your matches using our guided communication and see who's truly right for you. Free through February. Start communicating, start connecting, free now through February at eHarmony.com.
We have our own way of thinking. We think sustainability is nothing new. We think justice is older than any government. We think we can grow radishes on the moon. We think education is for the mind and the spirit. We think Indian.
Help tribal college students preserve their way of thinking.
Erica, why don't you tell us what you're feeling?
Coming up on the all-new season of Being Erica.
I don't exactly know where I am or why.
Her choice has been made.
This is the next phase of your journey as a patient.
And Erica is put to the test.
Erica, you ready?
Wait, where am I going?
This season,
I don't recognize any of this.
Where am I past?
new challenges
Happy first day of our new business.
create bitter rivals,
Brent, set us up. What are we gonna do?
betrayals,
Oh my God.
threaten friendships,
Get out of here.
I'm sorry.
and new friends
I had a really great time today.
Two.
become lovers.
Wow.
But what more will Erica lose
I have breast cancer.
before she finds the strength
God, what is wrong with me?
to fight for her future?
Something awful is going to happen.
Does it mean that I'm dead?
It could.
An original primetime drama, Being Erica, all new tonight at 11, only on SoapNet.
Maeve?
How are you, darling?
I'm not so good. Do you have a moment to talk?
Oh, I sure do. Are you having lunch?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I'll pour us both a cup of coffee. And I'll come over and I'll keep you company. How's that? Hmm? There.
Well, it looks like it's time for you to say I told you so.
What is it? You and Pat had a row, hmm?
We're not going to be seeing each other anymore.
Oh, Faith. Well, maybe you'll both change your minds in time.
Pat's not going to change his.
Well, I see. Well, I'm not about to say anything except I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. But we're going to be seeing you around here, aren't we? Same as ever? Hmm?
I don't think I could ever stop coming over here to see you and Johnny and Mary.
And Pat. I mean, as soon as the first few sad weeks are gone by. I mean, he really cares for you, darling. You have to know that, even if the romance is over.
Do you think so? Maeve, what happens when Pat breaks up with a girl?
Well, he usually goes on to another.
Well, is it always somebody new?
Faith, darling, what are you asking me?
Well, I just wondered if Pat ever goes back to anybody after a while. I mean, does that ever happen sometimes?
No, it hasn't been the case. I wouldn't be waiting around for him if I were you. You're a lovely young girl, and you should be enjoying the company of some nice young man.
I just don't think I can enjoy anybody but Pat.
Oh, you will. Remember when we had that talk in the kitchen, and you told me that I should stop worrying about you? Well, I thought about it after you left, and I thought to myself, yes, she's right. She's going to bounce right back when it's over between her and Pat.
I guess I was feeling pretty bouncy then.
Well, you will again. I'm sure of that.
I'll be okay. It's just gonna take me some time.
Oh, yes. Well, I know that that's the way you are because I've known you for all these years, known you and loved you.
Do you know, maybe you're probably the only person in the world that could make that statement right now.
Are you forgetting about your dad?
That's right, I have Daddy, and I've got you.
And Jill, and Mary, and on and on and on. Now, you must not be giving up on the rest of us. Pat can't do that to you.
I'm gonna be okay.
Sure you are.
I really think I am. It's just gonna take me a while to sort of get all my feelings straightened out. Do you know what I mean?
And you're right not to be rushing yourself.
You know what I'm gonna do? As soon as I'm off duty, I'm gonna get right in the car and I'm gonna go to the beach house and I'm gonna light a fire and sip some sherry and just unwind. I think I really need to be by myself for a while. Maybe that'll help.
Hello? I'd like to know if you sell canaries. No, not parakeets. I want a yellow canary. Wonderful. I'll stop by very soon. Oh, I don't know too much about their care. Is it possible for a canary to survive in a room without sunlight?